Hello, fourth grade, and welcome to lesson 4-1. We're going to work on multiplying a number by multiples of 10. So by different groups of 10, like 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. Let's go ahead and watch our short video. And then we will jump into our notes and our guided practice after that.
How can you multiply by multiples of 10? The number of visitors of each age group for the Sunny Day Amusement Park are shown below. How many children visit the park in one day?
Select your answer.
"80 children visit the park in one day. How many children visit the park in 30 days? Find 30 times 80. You can use basic facts and place value to multiply by multiples of 10. 30 times 80 equals 3 tens times 8 tens. 3 tens times 8 tens equals 24 hundreds, or 2,400, since 10 times 10 equals 100. 2,400 children visit the park in 30 days.
All right, now pay attention to what we did here. We did our basic facts. We did our 3 times 8. We found our answer is 24. And since each one is a group of tens, that means 10 times 10 is going to give us 100. So that's why our answer became 24 hundredths. There were 2 zeros that we had removed when we did our basic facts. So we put those 2 zeros back into our answer.
Another way to find 30 times 80 is to use properties of operations. Break 30 into 3 times 10 and break 80 into 8 times 10. Use the commutative property of multiplication to rearrange the factors. Use the associative property of multiplication to regroup the factors. Simplify. 2,400 children visit the park in 30 days.
All right, now that we've watched our short video, we're going to take a look at our notes and our guided practice. So let's pull up both of those. Oops, sorry guys, went a little bit too far. Okay, so you have your guided practice questions over here. We're going to work through those together in just a moment. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment and we're going to go over our notes. Now remember, when you multiply by multiples of 10, use your basic facts to help you find the answer. So remember, our basic facts is just looking at the numbers. Take off the extra zeros at the end for now. We're going to add them back in later. So one way we can solve is we can use place value. I have 20 times 90 as my example. So I need to stop and think. 20 is 2 groups of 10 and 90 is 9 groups of 10. So I have 2 tens times 9 tens. I know 2 times 9 is 18. And I know tens times tens are hundreds. So 2 tens times 9 tens gives me 18 hundreds. Or I can write it like this, 1,800. So I know that 20 times 90 is 1,800 because we have the 2 times the 9 gave us the 18. I had 1, 2 zeros that I had taken off originally when I did my basic fact. I put those 2 zeros back into my answer. Another way I'm able to solve is by using my properties. So if I have those same numbers, 20 times 90, we know 20 is 2 times 10 and 90 is 9 times 10. And I can use that commutative property, just like they said in the video, to switch around some of my numbers, rearrange them, and then I use my associative property to group together. So 2 times 9 is 18. 10 times 10 is 100. 18 times 100 is 1,800. Now, let's take a look at our guided practice questions so that we're able to solve those together. For our guided practice question, our first one says find 50 times 20. How many zeros are in the product? Explain. So I'm going to go ahead and flip onto the back of my paper over here, and we're going to label our guided practice. We need to do 50 times 20. How many zeros are in the product? And then explain. So we know 50 times 20 is the same thing as saying 5 times 10 times 2 times 10. So I'm going to rearrange them and do the 5 times 2 first, and then I'll do the 10 times 10. All right, so I'm going to rewrite that down here. 5 times 2, 10 times 10. Now I know 5 times 2 is equal to 10. This already has a 0 on it. 10 times 10 is equal to 100. 10 times 100 is going to be 1,000. So 10 groups of 100 is 1,000. So we had 1, 2, 3 zeros here. We have 1, 2, 3 zeros here. Okay, how many zeros are in the product? There are 3 zeros in the product. Because 2 times 5 equals 10. And 10 times 10 is 100. Okay, so we have the first 0 from the 10, the second 2 zeros from the 100. Let's take a look at question number 2. Question number 2 says, how many adults under 65 visit the park in 30 days? So we need to go back to our example. So I'm going to go back and share my screen with you guys one more time. And we're going to go back to that example and see how many adults under 65 visit the park in 30 days. So over here, we're going to do 30 days times 60 adults. So we'll go back and take a look at our guided practice question just to make sure. So 65 adults, or sorry, how many adults that are under the age of 65 visit the park in 30 days? We saw that in 30 days, 60 adults that were under the age of 65 visited each day. So again, I'm going to do my basic fact first. 6 times 3, or 3 times 6 is equal to 18, plus my 2 zeros. I add on to my answer. So this is the same thing as saying 3 groups of 10 and 6 groups of 10. That's 18 groups of 10. And then the 10s times the 10s equals 100. Now we can also write it out like this. 3 times 10 times 6 times 10. And rearrange that into 3 times 6 times 10 times 10. And that's going to give us 6 times 3. We're going to go back and move over here. Is 18 times 10 times 10 is 100, which gave us our answer of 1,800 or 1,800. Sorry guys, pardon my sniffles. As I'm sure you guys could hear in the background, our little kitty friend has been meowing and I have allergies to kitties. Now it says for numbers 3 through 8, use basic facts and place value or properties of operation to find each product. So it's asking you to just solve these. So the first, number 3 is 30 times 10. Number 4 is 50 times 10. Number 5 is 20 times 10. I'm going to write all of these out and then we'll solve together. Number 6 is 60 times 20. Number 7 is 90 times 40. And number 8 is 80 times 50. Okay, so let's solve. 30 times 10, we can do 3 times 1 is 3. 0 and 0 over here that we took off, we will add those back on. So 30 times 10 is 300, because remember, any number times 10, you just add a 0 onto the end of it. So if we started with 30, we added a 0 onto the end of it, we got to 300. Same thing here with 50 times 10. You put your original number, you add a 0 on the end, or you do your basic fact, 5 times 1 is 5. We have 1, 2 zeros here, so we have 1, 2 zeros here. 20 times 10. 200. 2 times 1 is 2. We took off 2 zeros. We added back 2 zeros. 60 times 20. So we'll use our basic fact. 6 times 2 is 12. We have 2 zeros here because that's group of 10s times another group of 10s is a group of 100s. So that gives us 1,200. 90 times 40. Use your basic facts. 9 times 4 is 36. 10 times 10 is 100. So our answer here is 3,600. And then 80 times 50, 8 times 5 is 40. Now remember, this 0 doesn't count as part of these. We know that 8 times 5 is equal to 40. Now we have 1, 2 zeros here. So we add 1, 2 zeros here, and our answer becomes 4,000. So again, this is, we'll break them down. 8 times 10 times 5 times 10. We'll rearrange them. We'll do 8 times 5 times 10 times 10, which gives us 40 times 100. That gave us 4,000. So break it apart into its individual pieces. Same thing over here. 9 times 10 times 4 times 10, right? Because this is 90 and this is 40. We'll rearrange them. We'll do the 9 times 4 together, and we'll do the 10 times 10 together. 9 times 4 we know is 36. 10 times 10 is 100. So this becomes 3,600 or 3,600. For this one, same thing. 6 times 10 times 2 times 10. Make that 6 times 2 times 10 times 10, which is 12 times 100. And that gave us 1,200 or 1,200. Now the same applies for the rest of these. You guys can break those down on your own. If you have any questions about this lesson, 4th grade, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye.